yesterday, I didn't even realise what day it was. You lose it, don't you? You lose bits and pieces. So how have you been? Have you had a good Christmas? What have you been up to? What presents did you get? This is the time to tell me all what's been going on. It's Monday night. It's the Monday Mag meet up. And I'll tell you what, I've got a few things to talk about. I'm now just getting ready so that I can start seeing your messages. And that is, of course, what I want to do, because there's nothing better than having a chat with everybody in the chat room, is there? We've got a few things, as always, to talk about. We've got a few things to talk about, as always. Start with the newsletter. The newsletter, as we always have it, it comes out on Monday morning. It goes out to different people. And I don't know if you haven't realised it yet, but it's free too. So if you haven't joined the newsletter, there is a link down below in the description for this video where you can click in it and link and join the newsletter. It's free. As I say, it comes to you every Monday. You get a couple of videos, which are the weeks from previous, because what happens is you don't always see what's going on. The algorithm may not fancy sending my videos to you for some reason. Can't understand why, but you know what I'm talking about. And so by having signed up for the subscription for the newsletter, you will get them sent to you anyway. If you didn't know, I vlog as well. Not as much as I used to, but I still do a vlog every week. And that also comes into there. And I'm hoping to expand it and do a bit more in the newsletter this year. This year that's just gone has been about getting it up and running and just getting it going. Hello, Tammy. How are you? Nice to see you. Hope you had a good Christmas. Tammy's in the chat room. Is there anybody else who would like to join her? The great thing about the chat room, of course, is that I know you're there and I can say hello to you. I don't know if you're on the outside. Now, if you're a repeat viewer and you're watching this on the replay, just give us a little comment down below. Click that link and say hello and leave any comments that you've got or any things that you've thought about over the last week or so. So, hello, Chris. How are you? Good to see you. It's getting back to normal now. Do you know what? Our tree has gone. I know it's supposed to wait a bit, but Deb's got up yesterday morning and went, I've had enough of this tree. Should we get rid of it? And I went, yeah, let's do it. Hi, Kay. How are you? It's nice to see you all coming into the chat room. It's nice when it starts to build up. This is our last meetup before the new year. Is it just me, or did 2025 for you go crazy as well? Because I can't believe we're into a new one, but just getting there. And I, for one, Kay, I'm pleased that you've made it. It's really nice to see you here. Now, what we're going to talk about, or what I was thinking about talking about today, is the way forward for the channel and some of the ideas that I've got going forward. Now, first though, and most importantly, is that I took someone's advice. I don't know who it was, but someone said to me, when my PC went wrong, just before Christmas, not to worry about it and take Christmas off and then worry about it in the new year. Well, I've done exactly that. I haven't hardly been on YouTube at all over Christmas. And what it basically means is that I've spent a lot of the time with Debs. Normally I'm up here, she's downstairs and doing our own thing a lot of the time. We've been together quite a lot. I've watched loads and loads of telly, more telly than I've watched in ages, if the truth be known. So what have we got coming up? Last night, I woke up about 2:30 or early this morning with this idea of what I've got for a new series of videos through the course of this year. Let me tell you how it came about first. In the UK, we have this TV series called Top of the Pops, or we had. It's not on anymore. But throughout my childhood and growing up, we had Top of the Pops. It was our Thursday night ritual where we went and watched it and saw what the new entries into the chart were. And all of those hits from all of those years, I've grown to love so many of them. And I was thinking about it the other day because over Christmas, we've watched quite a lot of the reruns of old Top of the Pops programs with the chart rundowns and all that sort of thing. And what I've found that I've done, and I don't know if this is the same for you as well, but I equate music to where my memories come from. If I hear a song, it will bring back something from way back when. Something came up today and we were talking about a record that was on, and I remembered buying it from a certain record shop, how old I was, what time of year it was when I bought it, and all that sort of thing. And it's been brewing, this idea. I must have thought about it offhand earlier in the week. But overnight, I woke up and couldn't get back to sleep, and I laid in bed and I was thinking about this idea. You know how there's plenty of people do it on YouTube. I know the Professor of Rock does a program with a top 10 from different weeks of the year. So he'll do this year in 1955, or he'll do the top 10 from, I don't know, a different year. Well, I decided in the night, and it's going to take me upgrading my computer, definitely. But what do you think to this idea, okay? Do a top 10, but not from one year. So basically what I'm talking about is doing a top 10 from different years. So today I thought I'd have a little play with it and see how it would work. So on today's date, the 29th of December, this is a top 10 taken from various years. So at number 10 in 1973, it was Roxy Music's Street Life. At number 9, today in 1961, it was Petula Clark's My Friend the Sea. At number 8 today in 1983, it was Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton's Islands in the Stream. Now, I have to remind you that all of these songs are this UK chart ratings. Hi, Dave. How are you? I hope you had a good Christmas. Moving on to number 7. In 1990, number 7 today was Madonna's Justify My Love. At number 6 today in 1969, it was Stevie Wonder's Yes to Me, Yes to You, Yesterday. And at number 5 in 1977 today, it was Bing Crosby's White Christmas. Number 4 was Bjork, and It's Oh So Quiet this day in 1995. At number 3 in 1957 today, it was Malcolm Vaughan's My Special Angel. At number 2, it was Kylie and Jason's Especially for You back in 1988. And the number 1 on today in 1966 was Tom Jones's The Green Green Grass of Home. And it was its 3rd week at number 1 today. And over the course of the year, it spent 8 weeks at number 1. So what I'm thinking of doing is a chart like that. It won't be every week, but it'll be probably once a month or something, where I'll count down the top 10, like I've said, from different years. Because I don't know about you, when I hear songs like Islands in the Stream, it takes me back to certain places. And then you've got Kylie and Jason, which if you ever watch Neighbours, you'll know they were together there. And my son would have been about 18 months at the time, and it brings me memories. But alongside that, as well as the top 10, what I was thinking was we could add a number 1 album from a different year. So for 1964 today, the number 1 album was the Beatles' For Sale album. And then you could just round it off just a little bit by adding some new entries into the chart. So today in 1959, the Ernie Fields Orchestra did a version of In the Mood, and it came in today. Also today was Amy Stewart's Friends from 1984, and that peaked at number 12 down the road. So you've got all of these little things. Now, that's all one thing, but what I was thinking of doing is weaving in amongst that little news items and little bits of trivia about what was going on. So I could go back, for instance, to 1990 and perhaps tell you a story behind the song, or in 1973 there may have been something going on that could weave into the story. So the songs will not only be a chart, but it will take you back to a place and time whereby there'll be news, there might be some celebrity gossip, there may be all sorts of things. There might be a new film come out, a massive film got released this week in a certain year. So that's what I'm thinking of doing with that. Let me know what you think. Is it worth doing? Would you like to have something like this once a month? I couldn't do it. To be honest, there will be so much work there that I don't think it's possible for me to do it every week. But I reckon once a month I could do a chart like that. And yes, I will play a bit of music as I've tried to in the last music videos. It may be sometimes that copyright claims will come in and stop me playing it. But we've still, even if they don't let me play a certain record, we'll be able to talk about that song that's in the chart. Hi, Harris. Welcome to the room. Do you know what? I had all of the purple ones. I stole them. It was me. Hi, Steve. Nice to see you. Yeah, you like that idea? Well, I just thought that it would be different from doing the same as everybody else. Everybody else will do a top 10 countdown, and it'll be from this month in 1945 or 1955 or 1972. But I thought I'd just like to mix it up, and it will give you a taste of the different songs that have been in the charts over the years. Now, the charts I'm going to use are the charts that are used in the UK. I've been doing a bit of digging in today, and I've been able to go and find all those bits and pieces. I've got a couple of books. One's called On This Day, which tells you every day of the year what was happening on this day in different years. I've got another book called The Chronicles, which basically has all the news stories from every date, starting in, I think it's 1901 and going through to 1995. The rest I can find online. But I figure that once a month, it would be just nice to just do something a little bit different and get those old nostalgic buds going a bit. Do you know what I mean? And that's the kind of thing that I'm thinking of doing. The first video into the new year that I expect I will be doing is an update to my DVDs, because I haven't done one since August, and I had a count up today, and since August I've got 97 new DVDs. That could be films, that could be TV series, it could be children's programs, because I've started collecting them because we've got grandkids and great grandkids, and we had 16 in the house the other day, and those kids films come in really useful, so I've started collecting them as well. But yeah, 97 I've had come in from August to now, and the thing is, I've only bought one. The rest were all gifted to me, so I've been able to build up things, which was really great. So I got finally someone gave me the complete box set of Friends, which I've been after for ages. You can't see them, but they're down on the floor behind me. Hi Lance, how are you? Yes, I had a great Christmas. I hope you did as well. So yeah, that'll be the first video is going to be I haven't done it yet. What I've figured, I've still got to go and get this new RAM for my computer, because every time I try and edit something, it keeps crashing, which is why the only things I've done over the last 2 or 3 weeks have been live streams. That's why I haven't put any new videos out, because every time I try and video and edit at the moment, my computer keeps crashing because it's just using up everything. Do I collect old 60s and 70s kids stuff? I've got annuals. I collected annuals. I've got let me have a look, see if I can find it. I know this is going to be backwards for you, but Land of the Giants, do you remember this TV series? I love an annual. So I've been collecting these, not a lot, but every now and again, if I see one that I fancy, I'll pick that up and collect it. Because the biggest problem here, RAM has gone up absolutely ridiculous for memory for it. For me to upgrade my computer to 32 gig of RAM from the 16 that it is now, it's going to cost me £180 plus postage. So it's going to be a 200 quid job to just make it so that my software, my PC can run. Because the trouble is, DaVinci Resolve, which is the software I use, and Affinity, which is the desktop publishing, for want of a better term, things, they've all upgraded this year, and they use so much more memory than they did to run. So now I've been getting lower and lower and lower. So I've got to go and buy it. It's got to be done. I won't be buying cheaper RAM. I'll be buying, like I said, the one that I've seen is about £180 for the other 16 gig. But not being technical, as you know, I've talked about this, I am not a technical person. So my next door neighbour is going to take my computer to bits one day this week and have a look to see if my cards are made to pull out or whether they're soldered in, because that can be the case. So we've got to find that out first. What year was that annual? About 1968, Steve. I can't remember for sure, but in my head somewhere, 1968. The Land of the Giants, Tammy, I actually bought the box set on DVD a few years ago. I bought the complete series, and it's so naff compared to what it used to be. But it's so naff that it's brilliant, because you can see like the hands in the Land of the Giants are made of papier mâché, and you can see that they're not in a location, they're on a studio set and all those sorts of things. But it's just great. It takes me back to my childhood, and it's one of those things. It's like, how can I put it? This channel, you know, the normal stuff I talk about, but what I also like, I like music, I like TV, films, and all that stuff. And so under the nostalgia package, I have these other things, so there's things to talk about over the course of the year. I've been collecting little things from my past that I've never really talked about on the channel, and I think this year I'll start talking about things like that. So I'm going to try and do a little bit more than I normally do. Normally I've always stayed close to the wisdom, for a better word, conversations, but this year I'm going to add in extra things so that there's more nostalgia in it as well. Because looking back at the stats for this channel, a lot of people do, of course, come from my sort of age group, generation about the same, next level down, next level up. We're all around that sort of same age group. So I kind of want to take the channel in that route. And so that'll be the stage we go. Well, Frank Hart Guy, that's my English translation of it. How are you? Do I have movie soundtracks? Yeah, I do. I'm not the biggest amount of soundtracks, but there are a few definitely that I've used. Who else is in here? Hello, Jonathan. I didn't see you come in. You sneaked in through the back door, didn't you? Nice to see you here. So yeah, there's lots to look forward to on the channel in this year coming. Once I upgrade the memory, I'll be able to do more things, I think. I've noticed it's been coming, and it's for a while, that I've had problems editing with the software that I've got. I've had to wind back the software from, I don't know, version 21 or 22, what it is now, to 19 to keep it going, because as they've added stuff, it takes up too much. And it stopped me being able to edit quickly. It makes a job that will be, I don't know, a couple of hours into a job that can take 5 hours. So I've really got to get this sorted. But Christmas has been such a hard time for me to do that, because, for starters, half of the shops are shut, aren't they? And most shops aren't. Well, it's not shops that I can get most of the stuff that I want from anyway. So we're going to be another week or so before I get back to normal, I would think. I'm hoping by tomorrow I'll know if there's the RAM that I'm expecting to buy for the computer is the right one. And then hopefully, if that takes a couple of days to come, get it fitted in, and by the end of, what day is it? It's Monday, isn't it? By the end of the week, then hopefully we'll be back to normal, and I can start doing, I want to use more music, obviously, in music videos. I want to use more photos and things, and more text in the videos, and just make it a bit more interesting and not so boring that you're just watching me for the whole time. Because I mean, I'd get sick of looking at me as well if the truth was known. New Year's resolutions. Do you know what, Jonathan? I don't do them. I used to do them, and I used to do them years ago. And what would happen is they'd last for about 12 days, 12, 13 days. And I'd give up on them because life got in the way and things happened. So if the nearest thing for me for New Year's resolutions is, to be honest, to carry on doing what I always do. And that, as you've heard me say lots of time, is try to be a better me than I was yesterday. And that's the only thing I can do. I can only affect the things that I do, the things that I say. And so my aims this year, I suppose, was, one, I'd be a better husband, a better granddad, all that sort of stuff. You know, being a better person, be more helpful, try and be kind, try and do things to help other people. All the things that I've always kind of done, to be honest. The things that my mum drummed into me as a little boy, of trying to be a nice person and doing unto others how you'd like to be done too. I know it sounds all wrong, all mixed up, but you know where I'm coming from. Treating people the same way I like to be treated. How does that sound? A bit better? So yeah, there's no real resolution. Obviously, I suppose I would like the channel to grow. This is my thing. I mean, I will be a pensioner. Oh, God. By the end of next year, by the end of 2026, I start collecting my pension in the November of 2026. And the fact is, money will not be good for me when I reach to that stage. When I stop working as such and I become a pensioner, then I will find that I don't quite have enough money. So if I can build this channel, then monetizing that more would be great. I just it's not that I'm a greedy person. I just like to earn, that bit between what I've got now and what I'll have coming in then, because there's about a third gap. So if I can earn enough money out of YouTube to make up for that, then that will be great. And talking about that, I've opened an Amazon store. I've been working on that the last couple of weeks, really, but not paying that much attention to it because it's not selling stuff isn't the kind of thing that I do, and so I've been developing this at the moment. In there's some books in there, and there's some music in there, and there's some things that I've bought that I thought were really good, and the equipment that I've bought to do this YouTube channel. There's links to all of them kinds of things. I don't do it enough, and I should do. When I talk about things in my the life lessons videos, when I talk about books and things that have given me information, or if I've found some little gem of knowledge from somewhere, I never really talk about where I got it from. So I'm going to try and do that as well, and put links in the Amazon store to where you can find those books, films, whatever, if the truth be known. And if anybody fancies doing that, then everybody pays the same price, and I get a little kick off of Amazon, which is good. So, yeah, I've actually got to start thinking about where I'm going to raise some extra money along the way. But joining my newsletter is free and will remain so. So it's well worth you doing that to keep up with what's going on. Let me see. Nobody else does resolutions? No. Jonathan lasts 13 hours. I have done really well at times, 12 days. I suppose the other resolution, there is one that I have to do this year. And that comes from when I went back to the hospital and they told me that about this sleep apnea thing that I've got. I think once I go back to see the doctor on the 6th of January, and I think we're going to have to start looking at my diet. I'm going to have to cut out stuff and start trying to lose a bit of weight, I think. Just change the way I eat, I suppose. That's it, I suppose, really, for resolutions. I haven't really got many things that I'd want to improve on, to be fair. I know our resolutions are always meant to be improving and that, but I'm not someone who wants the world. I don't know if that makes any sense. We were talking about it over Christmas, and Deb said, "What do you want for Christmas?" And what I wanted, here's just an idea of how I am. All I wanted for Christmas was a new book for my journal for next year. That's all I asked for. There was nothing else I particularly wanted, because I don't know about you, but the things that I want during the course of the year, I just go out and buy them if I want something. I don't wait and beg people to buy me things at Christmas. It's not the way I go. And so, yeah, I even ended up, true to my age group, Deb's Christmas card this year was a Blue Peter one. I made it up myself. Hi, OJ. How are you? Nice to see you. Hope you had a good Christmas. Yeah, I did a Blue Peter Christmas card this year for Deb's. Made it myself. Wrote a poem. Mainly because, I don't know about you, but when I'm buying cards, I like the sentiment to be true. I don't like just average what everyone writes in them. So I kind of, if I can't find a good card, I'll make one myself. And so I did that. I spent a couple of hours, made her a card. Feel like a legend. I don't know that they give out Blue Peter badges anymore, so I can't have one. So really, that's kind of it at the minute. Dave, I see what you're talking about. I helped Debs the other day with a bit of craft. I'm not a craft person, right? And she had you know, the Pringles tubes, the round tubes that Pringles come in. The other day she got me wrapping it with wool, nice and tight, and keeping it taut. And so it was right round the way round, right? And then when it was all done, we put cards for it. So for each piece of string, you put a Christmas card for it. Instead of having them spread all over the table, they were kept in one little bit in a nice little round view. I thought that was quite good. I feel like I could be a Blue Peter presenter now. I don't blame you, OJ. Don't blame you at all. I know you were talking, or Deb might have been talking before Christmas about things that like aluminium signs and things that you're having in your house, and she was on about a diner sign, and I found one. I've got a diner sign down in my garage. If you weren't in Canada and you were closer, I'd send it to you, but it just cost a fortune to send it over there. Sorry. Yeah, Dave, I have seen the price of stamps. They are getting ridiculous, aren't it? I can remember when I was a kid, a stamp used to be 3p first class when I was about 13 or 14. And so stamps now are over £1 for a first class stamp. It's crazy. We bought a book of stamps, and I was pretty shocked. But then again, I'm one of those guys who doesn't realize the truth of how much everything's gone expensively now. It's gone crazy. Everything's gone crazy. And that could lead me on into a conversation that would take us down the road where we could be angry about stuff. But do you know what? I'm not going to talk about it like that. No, it wasn't 3D, Dave. It was 3p. I'm talking about when I was 14, not when I was 11. It was 3D would have been 1.5p back in the day. And I know if you're in America and you're in Canada or wherever you are, me talking in pence. New pence, yes. New pence, not old ones. I find this a really funny conversation, you know. We talk about new pence and old pence. And I still think in old money, in pounds, shillings, and pence. I still do after all these years. And they changed over to what we have now when I was 11. But I still think I think I'm an old soul, if the truth be known. So, who got something really good for Christmas? Anybody? I know Debs and OJ got coffee mugs, which is right up their street because they've got shelves in their kitchen full of mugs. They collect mugs. They've got loads of them. I know this, not because I'm a stalker, but because they made a video about it. Tammy, crafty but not crafter. Yeah, I suppose. I suppose. Right, when I was a child growing up, they still used old shillings and 2 shilling pieces and 5 and 10 pence. They were. I'd agree with that, Dave. The money that we had when I was a kid. We're going back into that nostalgia groove, I think. The money that we had when I was a kid was much better. The old penny was like that. The little new penny was like that, tiny. And you got 240 of the old pennies to £1, and you only get 100 of the others. You should know this by now, but if you see me looking that way, I'm looking at my PC because the chat room is over there. Because when it's on here, I'm using my phone. It's 1 miles too little, and it goes too quick. So we've got a couple of puzzles to keep it busy. Steve, you're as old as me, man. You still play with your Lego? Well done, you. That's all I've got to say. I was rubbish at Lego when I was a kid. And I can remember they bought me. Does anyone remember Meccano? They were like little strips of steel with holes drilled in them, and you could make all sorts of things. I was absolutely rubbish at it. And we bought one of my grandsons a little construction kit for Christmas. And he came over in the other day and I was helping him try and build things. And I was terrible. I was really terrible. He wanted me to build a helicopter, you know, and I couldn't do it. I was rubbish at it. So I kind of made him a helicopter that how it looked to me, but it was nothing like the design that it should have had. A new belt and a cleaning kit for the car, eh? That's good, isn't it? If you get what you asked for, that's kind of great for Christmas. You were rubbish at Meccano too, were you, Jonathan? Steve Vowles, if you've got a Lego kit that's Tower Bridge and Nelson's Column, Big Ben and the London Eye, that's massive. That'd keep me going for a year easily. Now, if you're watching on the replay of this, don't forget, down below, I want you to put your name, where you are, and tell me what you got for Christmas. Because I'm a nosy so-and-so, if the truth be known. What was it Michael Caine said? I am a noisy neighbour. Right, let's have a look. Dave, chemistry kits. I was rubbish at chemistry as well. I wasn't any good. It's really odd. Although when I was young, I was used to dealing with money because we had the arcade. Maths with, you know, trigonometry and algebra and all that sort of thing, I was absolutely rubbish at. Physics, chemistry, I was rubbish at them too. As a school child, I was pretty useless, really, although I should have been much better. And I was told that I would have done well in my exams had I taken them. I didn't. And the reason for that was that when I was due to take my O-levels, my dad was really ill and I came home and run the business instead. So I didn't go and take my exams. So it's not because I'm a total thicko. I just wanted to put that in there, let you know, just so that you knew. A kaleidoscope. I loved them. You used to put it up to your eye, didn't you, and turn the thing like that. And they would, what's it? All these little patterns would go. I loved the kaleidoscope when I was young. You got a gift card to Amazon. That's up your alley. That's good. Hope you get yourself something really good off of it. An oscilloscope. Oh, man. Chris, are you one of those people who actually knows what they do? Is that for music or something? Oscilloscope. That's the little wavy line things, isn't it? Oh, James, please just shut up. Don't tell them what you're a complete fool. I try and I've been building my own reputation up, trying to talk to you about these life lessons that I've learned. And then in 1 second, I blow it out of the window as I talk rich about things like an oscilloscope. Right, what we got here? Yes, the wavy line thing. That's good. A crystal radio. Tammy, you had music CDs and DVDs. Do you know what? That when my kids were growing up, that was all I ever said to them. Get me some music or a film or something, a DVD. That'll do me. When they were young, it was VHS. Action Man. I had an Action Man once, but I was about 7, I think. I only ever had one. I didn't play for it for very long. I think it's because I pulled his arm off and couldn't get it to go back in or something. So, yeah, Christmas is out of the way. Hallelujah. I don't know why. I'm not very good at the sitting about stuff. Had my computer been working, I think I'd have made a load of DVDs over Christmas. Made a load of videos, sorry, and edited them all so that I had them all ready. Whereas now I have no videos ready to go for next year. Talking about next year. And it's like, what, a few days away, isn't it now? It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. So 2026, I've got plans for this channel, plans to do a bit more fun stuff. I'm still going to be doing all of my life lessons and all that kind of thing because I feel they're important and I think they're of value. But I kind of want to do a bit more fun stuff on the channel this year. And I suppose that will all depend on whether we can get my health sorted out, because I went to the hospital before Christmas and I'm still waiting for a date to go in and get tested. So you can look January out the way before we get a chance to get that sorted, I would have thought. I've got an appointment on the 6th with my doctor so we can discuss diet and losing some weight and how we're going to do that, because as I've told you before, I haven't been able to do a great deal of walking and stuff because it makes me really tired. Although I have to say, I have managed more over the last 4 or 5 days. I've tried to get out and do a fair bit of walking. What I say a fair bit of walking may mean nothing to you. For me at the moment, a fair bit of walking is about 4,000 steps. That's the stage that I'm at with my fitness wise. So hopefully if that was another thing, I suppose, going back to resolutions, I'll try and get my fitness back up and get up and out and again, because at the moment it's just not on, sadly. Right, what have we got here? Let me have a look. Someone had a jigsaw with 42,000 pieces. Ah, man. We've got 2 that were 1,000 pieces that we started. You know when you can get the bottom thing that you do the jigsaw on and then you roll it up so you can pack it away and get it out and roll it in? Well, we got stuck. We did all of the outsides and got some of the middle bits done. And we got fed up because we couldn't get any further. And that's with 1,000. So 42,000. There's no way I could do one of them. That is crazy. Right. Hamby's in Belmont-on-Sea. Right. Steve, what's the toy shop that is just along from Forts as you go towards what I still call the Queen's Hotel? Is it that little toy shop there on the seafront? That's where we used to get our toys from. 4 years to finish it. Debs is better at doing jigsaws than I am. So you asked me what my resolutions were. Have any of you got any things planned that you'd like to get on and do in the next year that you want to share with the chat room? Toy cupboard in Pier Street. That's right. That's the one. That's where we used to get my toys, Steve, when I was a kid. I'm just having a look at this. To be honest, OJ, I do eat a lot of vegetables. We have a lot of veg. I think the biggest problem that I've got at the moment, I do like fizzy drinks. I need to cut back there. I don't drink tons, but I probably drink 2 of this size glass of fizzy drink during the course of a day. That's probably my worst thing. I don't drink alcohol very much, although I really have to say, Debs went into our local supermarket over Christmas and I was with her. And Guinness, well, they do another one called Murphy's. And when you look at the tin with Murphy's on it, underneath it, it says James J. Murphy. Well, I'm James C. Murphy, so I'm close to that. So she got some and bought some. And I have to say, it tastes like what I think wood tastes like. It doesn't really do a great deal for me. Hi, Dow. How are you? Hope you're well. Hope you had a good Christmas down there in Sussex and that you got everything you wanted. Did you get records? Did someone buy you anything good? These are the things I need to know. As I said, I don't eat tons of sweets, to be honest with you, Tammy. Walking is the one problem I've got at the minute because purely walking absolutely shatters me. And I've got to start getting my strength back because whatever happened to me in September has played an effect, and we're still struggling. I'm still struggling to get anywhere, but I can get. I could do four. I did 4,500 steps the other day, but that entailed me stopping somewhere for half an hour and having a drink so that I could build the strength up to get to the other half of the trip, come back home. So walking is one that I'm really struggling with a minute at the moment. What else are we talking? Like any. Let me see what I do. I have fairly decent walking shoes already, Jonathan. Once I understand what's actually going on with my body, once they find out when they do these tests and stuff, I've got to go in. What they've got to do, they did say to me that when I go into, I've got to go in hospital overnight and they're going to test me. They're going to put all these little things on me, little sucker things. And then when I'm asleep at night, they're going to take readings to see how I sleep. And so hopefully when they get, if it is what they say it is, which is sleep apnea, they will give me a machine called a CPAP machine, which is like a little mask thing, and it will help me sleep better at night. And they said that if I can sleep better at night, it will help me build my strength back up, because the fact that I don't sleep very well at night and I get up in the morning tireder than when I went to sleep doesn't actually help things. So that's the situation that I've got for the moment. Once I get that done, and we can sort of start moving forward a little bit at a time. But at the moment, I can't even drive very far because I went today to a little town called St Ives, which is where we generally do most of our shopping. And it's about 10, 11 miles from here. And driving there and driving back actually tires me right out. And so I don't know what it is. My fitness has gone to pot since September. And we need to get that working on that. So that's going to be a major thing for this year. And also, you will have noticed that since September, I haven't done any videos outside. And that's the reason for it, because I can't really go out and do a walk because walking's a bit of a pain at the moment. So hopefully that may help us get on our way to move better. No records, you got a PlayStation 5 instead. Oh well. PlayStation 5. More pastimes, more fun in your life. Always a good thing. Oh, good, Tammy. Thank you. That's nice to hear that. I said hello because it's fun. Oh, right. OJ, yeah. They did say when I went to the hospital that they asked me if I snored at night. And I said, I don't know because I'm asleep. But then they asked Debs the same question. And she said, yes, I do. She said, but when I stop snoring, she said she sometimes feels like I've died because it goes so quiet and you can barely hear me breathing. She said she had to lean over and put her hand on my chest to see that I was breathing all right. So apparently this is all something to do with it. I don't understand it. All I'll just have to do is try and do the stuff they tell me and try and get some fitness back, because life's a pain in the bum when you can't really do anything, to be honest. My sister was telling me, OJ, that she has gone vegan. And she said that since she went vegan, she stopped feeling tired. So what she's been eating obviously has been having an effect on it. And I'm hoping that when I speak to my doctor and talk about the diet that they're on about, that they may give me some ideas as to help me sort that out and get back to normal, to be honest. Seems like all I've talked about since September is how my health's been, doesn't it? I really should stop doing that. We've got much better things to talk about than my health. I take it, OJ, you're saying no to going vegan. My trouble is I like meat. It's a terrible thing, I know, but it's one of those things I love. So we've got about 10 minutes more to go before I leave you this evening. So, yeah, there's a few things going on. Dale, while you're here, earlier on, if you get the chance to check out this video from the beginning, I've got an idea for a music series that I'm going to do on the channel. Have a look at it. And if you can at some stage, if you have a look at it, can you comment down below? Let me know what you think, if you think it's a worthwhile idea. People in the chat room seem to think it could be a goer. You do music like I do. Let me know what you think. I have a friend who does carnivore, and he swears by it. One of my nephews is carnivore, and he does it as well, and he loves it as well. So there's no doubt. My problem is I like vegetables, and what I can see of it with carnivore, you don't get many. I may be wrong. I may be ignorant about it. I've never really paid that much attention, if the truth is known. But this year we've got to sort that one out, because I'd like to go out more and video. I like video when I'm out and about, and I think it just makes it a little more interesting than within these walls, which is where I seem to be all the time these days. Jonathan, I'm just looking at your comment about vegans. You can have some vegan veggies on keto. Shifting dangerous belly fat. Belly fat is what I've got. And it's not because I drink alcohol, because I don't drink it hardly at all. So it's not because of that. So if you've got any ideas as to things you'd like me to do on the channel this year, let me know. Get in touch with me. Hi, Brenda. How are you? Nice to see you. James, hello. Do Video Man on the Street questions. Do you know what? I'd love to do that, but I'm kind of a bit shy about talking to people on the street. That one would be a challenge. That'd be a real challenge for me to do that. Go out asking questions to people on the street. I could imagine it would be good, but it's one that I personally would struggle with, because although I can talk to you like this, I'm not an outgoing kind of guy, if you know what I mean. And so that won't be a problem. But I'd certainly like to have a go at it. It's really fat. I am reading what you're saying. So yeah, if you've got any ideas, you can contact me down below. If you look in the description, you can email me at my email address, which is info@thesandscratcher.com. You can always get hold of me there. So there's 40s films from every decade since the 40s would be a good idea. Yes, Steve. So what, like a chart rundown of the best films of each decade? Films from every decade. I am now writing in my little book. Right. So yeah, war films, the best of. Do you know what? I know this isn't going to sound very manly, I don't really watch war films much. I don't know for why. I've never really understood why I don't like war films a lot. I've watched films. I know that The Deer Hunter isn't a war film as such, but I know that it took me, must be 10 or 12 years to watch it and get from one end of it to the other. Old black and white war films. The one that I love, there's one war film that I love, and it's not a war film. It's called Mr. Roberts. And it's actually Henry Fonda, Jack Lemmon, and they're on a supply ship going across the seas during the Second World War. And Henry Fonda wants to actually get away from that and start being on a warship. Oh yeah, James Cagney is in it as well. And it's a kind of a comedy, but with a serious undertone to it. And it's a great film. My mum used to tell me about it when I was a young boy, and I bought it on DVD. And it's one that I've still got, and and that I still watch every now and again. Did you, Tammy? Mr. Roberts is a fantastic film. It's really good. Everyone plays their role really well in it. The one war thing that I did love was Band of Brothers. That was excellent, and I still have that on DVD. But yeah, if you've got any ideas, please get them to me, and I'll put them down on my list and see what I can get to. I'm not gonna drop doing my normal stuff, the normal videos I do, the life lessons and all those sorts of things. I will still be doing those as I normally do. But what I want to do is add something just a little bit different so that I don't overload you with the same thing and bore everybody on an ongoing basis, because it sometimes needs a bit of lift. And so I'm hoping that the things that I'm adding in, the videos, the music videos and all of those sorts of things, I'm hoping that they'll just lighten it up a little bit, but it will still be in that area that I always try to stick to. So I'm hoping that once we get the new year out of the way and all the shops are back to normal and everywhere where I can get parts and things, then I'll get the computer sorted and we'll be up and running again and we'll move on. I'd like this year to, have something a little bit different to what we've done over the past. Add a few things to it. If you've got ideas of things that you'd like me to chat about, as I said before, don't forget to get in touch. I'm going to be using my newsletter more this year than I did in the last year. I used that ideally to just sort of get in touch and start letting people know what I'd been doing the week before with videos. But I think I'm going to try and do a bit more blogging and talking about some of the things that I'm going to try and do with the channel, give you a little bit more idea of what the day-to-day involves in it, because I don't talk about that a great deal. So I'm going to try and add a little bit more to the channel, if you like, via the newsletter. As I say, it's free to sign up and you'll get a weekly email. I'm not going to start chucking them at you every day. It's just a Monday. I do it on a Monday, send it out Monday morning, and that's the only email you'll get me through the course of the week. As I say, if you want to contact me otherwise, info@thesandscratcher.com. You can get me there. And of course, you can get me here. I wish we could have a better system of chatting to each other when we're not doing a live stream or when the videos are on via YouTube, but there isn't a better way. So if you want to get hold of me in those ways, that would be fantastic. And I'm going to wrap this up now. But what I want to do is thank every single one of you for supporting me through the last year and earlier again. I really value your support. I love the comments that you give me. I love it when we torment each other over the course of the year. And I love the community that we've built on this channel. I'd love it to be bigger, and hopefully over the next year it will be. And I'd like to finish by just wishing you all a happy new year, that the things you want out of life start coming more to you. And I will see you very soon. If I don't manage to get the computer sorted this week, I will see you again next Monday. But hopefully I'll get it sorted out, and we'll get another video out for you through the course of this week. Have a great week, won't you? And I'll see you all next year. Ta-da now.